Hi all my gorgeous friends and family out there. This is a little bit more about family and breaking up and all these things. And I just want to make it really clear that, and I've said this before, that a man and a woman getting together is just very, very, very special. And I have always believed that you should, and I still believe that you don't just discard your partner. You really, really, really make an effort to make it work. So that is what I still believe, and I just want to, not that I can tell you all my private details because I'm not meant to, and I don't want to, and not to hurt anyone in my own family. But so to really, really persevere, I believe in, and of course each of us has to do what feels true to them, and some people just know after 1 year of being married that this is just not right and they have to leave. But in my own case, we've been together for 30 years, my husband and me, and I really, really do believe that that's just the way it's been for me. You should try and try to seek help and just do everything you can to see, because it's so complex for a man and a woman to live together and to have family together, because we are just two unique beings with often very, very different upbringings. And there's so many mechanisms going on, and often you find your father, the husband, will have many similar traits as your father, and for the man, the woman, and I mean, I could just sit here for hours talking about the man and woman relationship, but I'll just try to be a little bit general. And I've been talking about this before, about spiritual awakening, which sounds really fancy and sounds like you're better than anyone else, but you're not. But when you awaken to your spirit, your life changes, and your whole perception of life and yourself changes, and you can't help it, you can't stop it, there's nothing you can do. And what you were living in before will often look very different to how you saw it before. And this is a huge challenge for a relationship, because if the other, and people who are talking about this say these things, that either the other person will awaken or the other person will leave, or they will split up, because it's very, very rare that you can stay together, because you're simply living in two worlds. And that's what I'm feeling. And you can also make it more make it more more simple, and say that we all are carrying on to hurt from our childhood. And as I've said before, in your relationships, in everything you do, but especially with your interaction with other people, you carry this pain into the interaction. And it can, of course, it stresses the other person, and the other person has his or her hurt. And the only real way for us to make healthier relationships is to heal our hurt, is to simply do the work it takes to heal our hurt, and not to become perfect, because we'll never be perfect. It doesn't exist. A perfect human being doesn't exist. We have all the feelings, we'll keep having them, but when you're carrying on to hurt and you don't work your way through it emotionally, which unfortunately many men are in this situation, they don't want to look at their hurt. And I'm not saying every man, I'm not pointing to anyone here, but often it's the case that men do not want to look at their hurt, because it's just too hard. And often the man will actually be dependent on the woman's emotions. And this can work for a while, but after a while, in some cases, relationships just work in a certain pattern, and they just work till they die, and that's just fine. But as I was saying before, when one grows and releases a lot of the pain from the past, they stand in a way much more naked and much more vulnerable in a way, but also stronger. But they wish for good interaction. And living with a person who has a lot of hurt and does not want to do the work will keep carrying this hurt into everything you do, everything you say, everything that's going on. It's there all the time. And the other partner can really use it as a means of growing, and say, okay, I'm just going to accept this, that this is the way things are. But sometimes the other partner gets to a point where they say, go and help yourself. And I think many women feel this, say to their husband, I just bought a book, I'll show it to you. I love reading. It's called Grow Up. 9 steps to releasing, wait a sec, I don't see so well anymore. Releasing the remarkable man within you. And this, I think it's a wonderful book. And he's talking about how men are often dependent on the woman's emotions. So the woman in the relationship is the emotion giver or the emotion provider, and the man can just get on with his life, and she will bring all this softness and all this whatever, crying, laughing, all this into the relationship, and it feels good. But the man has to find his own emotions and actually contribute, bring into the relationship his own emotional beauty, strength, all the things he has. So, and many men don't want to do this work because it takes work, and it's hard work. It's really, really hard work. And so many men say, okay, I'll carry on my life, things are okay, they're not brilliant, I don't feel deeply, deeply satisfied or joyful, but it's okay. And that's the thing, many men don't wish to change because the price is simply too high, and also they're comfortable. As long as they're comfortable and safe, life is okay. But he says many women, when they're living with a man like that, they'll say either grow up, go away and grow up, or I won't have you. And that is sometimes the case. And so the woman kicking the man out or saying, right, that's it, I can't stand anymore, that will sometimes provoke the man to start. And sometimes it's just his own inner longing that I'm just not really happy. I'm just not, there's something wrong here. And then they do the work. And he tells about, so many cases where men really awaken to their own magnificence. And that's the beautiful thing about doing the work of releasing your old hurt is you realize how fantastic you are. And you can contribute in a relationship. You really bring something very, very beautiful. And the old hurt you had is not there it's like a ghost, or it's like this bad sound in the background, or this very disturbing thing. It's gone. So you're just standing in your own beauty. And so as I said before, we're all different, and we all must do what our heart tells us. And I'll say it again, splitting up with a partner is not just something you do. It's not like that for me at all. But when you feel that this relationship is actually hurting both parts, there's too much hurt going on, it's just not healthy. You must, and that's where I got to, it has to stop. And that's really, really, really hard. And it just is really, really, really hard. But it is not only in our marriage relationships, it's also with other people we know and we are close to. It could be sisters, brothers, whatever. Some people just cling to their hurt and it just keeps stressing the relationship to the point where some people, they get to the point where they say, I can't stand being, I mean, some people say it directly, I can't stand being with you, and if they can't say it, maybe they'll just drift off. They drift out of your life because it's just too much. So it's hard, because each and every one of us stand in a way, we're not alone, but we are alone on the journey of healing ourselves. We have to decide also, do I want to do it or do I not want to do it? And for me, it's just, I mean, it's a choice between death and life, because I think when you're living in your old being, which is really your ego, where things are just going as they always have been going, and things are just as they are, you're actually dead. You're not alive. You might feel that you seem alive, you look in the mirror, you're alive, but this is really what Jesus came to teach us about, to be reborn every day, to live, to become alive. To become alive is to live in your spirit, and it's to what's it called? He was crucified. To actually crucify the old you, which is immensely painful, and it takes so much courage to say, okay, I don't want to I don't want to do this thing anymore. I want to feel that I'm deeply joyful and that I really feel alive. And so it's for every one of us. And if you're one of the people who just don't want to take this step, just be prepared that not all your relationships, or it's both ways really, relationships just stop working sometimes. And if you're burdening, if you know that you're carrying on to this old stuff and you don't want to look at it and release it, you are burdening other people, and you're definitely not being your magnificent self at all. You're bringing a shadow into your interactions with other people and so on. So, but just know it, and that's where you are, and you're still loved, and you're still. I mean, God loves us no matter what we do, no matter what we do with our lives, and how stuck we are emotionally and stay stuck. We're still loved with the same love, and we are still as valuable no matter what we do. So, and that's what helps me so much to say, when then there's somebody I can't be with anymore, a relationship I feel that this has to stop because it just is not moving. To know in my heart that these people are beautiful people. We just don't relate anymore. It just doesn't work anymore. And to relax in this. I was going to say something else. Yeah, I forgot that. But anyway, this was just to really hit it, put a big nail into this, that I'm not a believer of just ending relationships just like anything. I really believe you should fight for it and do your very best to make it work. And it is, I think, on earth, well, you can see it, the man and woman relationship is the hardest. I mean, it's really challenging. But as I've said many times before, your relationship with yourself is the most important. And the more you do to release the old, let go of all the pain, and become more and more whole, the more beautiful and the more of a blessing you will be to the people around you. And also, the more you can carry and tolerate that they are where they are, maybe very stuck. So, yeah, it's that's the way I feel about it, and I just wish I just thank you so much for all you people writing, and I just feel in my heart all this love for you and where you are in your life with your challenges. And I love actually to be able to share that I'm just a person. I'm just sharing what I feel. I'm learning as I go, and that I have pain. I'm challenged. I mean, I think things are hard often, and that's, I think, such a beautiful thing to be able to share. That it's not a matter of me being perfect, because I'm not. And I just love that. I love that I feel that we can take each other's hand and say, okay, right, this is challenging, but we're okay. We'll be okay, and just supporting each other. I think that's so beautiful. So thank you for being there, and God bless you. See you.